Hey, 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 hey. Wait a minute, y'all. Sorry, trying to get set up. What's up? What's up, everybody? What y'all doing? What y'all doing? What y'all doing? Come on, let me see where y'all at. Come on in the room. In the room, in the room. What's up, y'all? So I'm on Facebook. I'm in shout out to the girl by chat. I'm in the girl by chat. I'm in on my Facebook, my regular Facebook post, and I am on YouTube. So, what's up, Kimmy? Who is doing the crossword puzzle? What? Everybody at work. Somebody at work. Somebody doing a crossword puzzle. Look, I'm trying to see. I'm trying to make sure my stuff catches up because I can't see everybody's names as they come up. I can see Kim's. Let me see. Hold on. Let me hop out and then hop back in. See if they help. Nope. Anyway, y'all. I hope y'all been having a good day. It's been what's up, Lindy? It's been challenges today. I've been busy uh working on shirts. What's up? Yeah, Tanya, this is live right now. I meant to text you and just forgot. What's up, Pastor Yo? My girl, yo, yo. Man, I'm so glad to see and hear from y'all. Um, I'm just glad to be here, y'all. And I know that I got first of all, I got to give a shout out to all of you. Um, hey, what's up, Emmy? My girl Ems. Just so grateful, man, for all of you that reached out. If you were able to, what's up, Sister Carolyn? If you were able to say something, if you weren't able to say something for my birthday, I know a lot of people saw the interview on KSHB. And what's up, Pastor D, big brother? Um, Sharon, why you ain't called nobody? You know I need a giggle or two. Yeah, you did. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Tanya. Yeah, I'm on for a minute. I just wanted to say, what's up? You listen all the way from Arizona, the AZ. What's up, girl? Um, Dion, I need them glasses that you had on though. Come on and send them my way. I know they was too big for your face, but they just right for my face. Melly Mel, what's up, girl? I love y'all, man. Hang out with me for a minute. I wanted to holler at y'all about everything. Tunley, my boy Leroy. Yeah, man. You know, listen, God got a plan for me, man. And listen, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm here for the ride, man. You hear me? So let me tell y'all what happened. Um, what's up, Netta? So y'all, if you saw the beginning of the interview on KSHB, um, uh, I'm listening. I'm sorry. I'm listening to. My husband just jumped on, so I'm listening to myself in the other room. What's up, Nate? What's up, girl? But if you saw the beginning of the interview, Cynthia Newsom and I are good friends. And so, you know, Cynthia's had her own battles with cancer. She's been very open about that and just recovering and stuff. And so it was a blessing to be able to talk to her. So we were actually talking about her organization, Awesome Ambitions, and something she wanted me to do for her. But at the time, I couldn't participate because I had something else going on. So we were just talking, and I had recommended another very, very talented young person. And she was asking me how I've been. And I told her I'd been good. I said, you know, just still trying to recover from COVID, from having it back in August. And so she was like, you had COVID? And I was like, yeah. So I give her the whole story. And so she was like, oh my God. So we were on the phone about an hour, just talking, just catching up. So then she had texted me later on and was like, hey, do you mind sharing your story? And I was like, no. So I'm just thinking, y'all, it was about to be this little quick, you know, you know how they do. Here's the COVID rates. These are the COVID numbers for today, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, this is how people are surviving COVID, blah, blah, blah. Well, then after that, I wasn't tripping. So I was on the phone with my friend, my sister friend in Texas. And so we're talking and I'm looking and I was like, oh, this is like a story, like a story. So I was like, oh my God. So then I couldn't watch it right then. So when I got through on the phone, I went to watch it and I was like, oh my God. And even talking to her, y'all, I was very emotional. You know, I was trying to you know, keep my emotions in check. But listen, I don't care what nobody tell you. Thank you, Angie. Thank you so much. I don't care. Hey, Renee. I already spoke to you, Renee. I wasn't looking at you. It was on this one. Miss Gouchard, not Swinton. I already said hi to you. Look, I'm looking at two different angles where I can see everybody. Anyway, thank you, Mama Barbara. Um, it's just listen, don't let nobody tell you that the masks don't work and all that kind of stuff. You just have to be diligent and prayerful. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care where you're going. I don't care who you're talking to. Listen, and until you have dealt with COVID or dealt with somebody that's had COVID or lost somebody with COVID, you don't understand the severity of it. And I know that we all tired and, you know, ready to get out of the house, but listen, don't rush a process. For whatever reason, God is still in control of this whole situation that we're in, man. And if it wasn't nothing else but to reconnect us to our families, to reconnect us to who we are individually, because we will attach ourselves socially to everybody, like keep ourselves busy doing things. But the minute that you stop, you really get a clear understanding of who you are in a time of challenge and in a time of tribulation. And so, man, I'm learning so much. I see you, my friend, my race. What's up? Hey, listen, you tell Kendall she is killing the game. I'm so proud of her, man. Y'all keep it up with her. What's up, Robin? Um, yeah, I'm telling you, it's not a game. And I wanted to come on and big brother, you stupid. I want to come on and just talk to y'all for a minute, just about, you know, where we are, man. We just listen. We so busy dealing with ignorant stuff half the time. We watching people be petty with each other. We involved in petty stuff. Listen, I promise you, you don't have time for none of it. I promise you, you don't have time for any of it. I'm learning so much more about myself, so much more about the people around me, man. What's up, Sister Bell and Shayla? Yeah, man. See, who just said I had COVID too? Please wear the mask because it doesn't show me your name. Just put your name in the comment when you comment again. But it's really important for everybody to just take note of who you are in this season. If you come out of COVID-19 the same way you went in, there's a problem. You wasted a whole lot of time in COVID-19 because right now this is the prime opportunity for you to understand who you are. What's up, Mark? Listen, I'm feeling great now. Carmen, thank you. I don't know why it won't let me see your name. Yeah, my girl Carmen, man. Listen, I don't understand it. My husband and I watch CNN a lot. We watch CNN. He'll flip over to Fox. Child, I'm about to have a heart attack if I watch Fox too long. I can't with him. What's up, Kennedy? Thank you, girl. Yes. So Ashley, you got 2 days left. Listen, let me tell y'all, I was in the hospital for the 9 days. When I came out, they made me quarantine another week. And I wasn't mad about it. First of all, because I didn't even have the energy to do much more than what I was already doing. So what's up, Bev? Yeah, come on, man. She said, I've said that from day one, we have to come out better than when we went in. Yeah, Ashley, take your time. Now let me tell y'all what they did. What's up, Sister Wiggins? First Lady? Let me tell y'all what they gave me. And some of y'all know Shay Shay. Yeah, baby, my little sister. Um, they gave me the remdesivir. Matter of fact, David, my brother David, texted me today and asked me because there's some ideas out on the market that remdesivir doesn't work. And listen, it might not work for everybody, but let me tell you what God did for me. It made the difference for me. They gave me that, and they gave me Mucinex, and I was on a steroid. So some of you know the story, some of you don't. And I know they couldn't share everything, but just very quickly, we had gotten diagnosed with COVID. My husband had it first. Darrell had it first, and we didn't know that's what he had. We just thought that he was really, really, tired because he was sleeping all the time. And wait a minute, Camille, what's up, girl? You said this is our time to check back in with the Holy Ghost, and understand your purpose. Right, right, right. You better prosper during this pandemic. Listen, that's what it's meant for. And see, Carmen just said there everybody's in prayer for their keyboard player who has COVID-19. Ed is in the hospital. Sister Wiggins says my little sister is fighting it now. This is her 4th day after the diagnosis. So watch this. Let me tell you what happened. So I'm here at the house. Darrell had it. We didn't know that's what he had. I just thought he was really tired. If I don't respond to your comments right now, it's just because I'm trying to make sure that I stay on task and tell you what I know. So what happened was he was really sick, but we didn't know it was sick because his symptoms were he was extremely fatigued. So one day he slept for like 20 hours. I was like, oh my God. And I'm thinking stress related, job related, whatever. So he slept. He didn't eat. And then the next day he got up, he ate like a apple and drank some water, but he at least got up and was moving around. So it was cool. So I'm like, okay, great. So he goes back to bed, but I'm still treating it like he doesn't feel good. Because at the time, I'm not thinking that it's COVID-19. Everywhere he had been, he had on his gloves. His mask. We got sanitizer everywhere. Like we're just being very careful. Well, Friday night, we end up having this event, but it was outside. Everybody was socially distanced. We were wiping down everything. So we weren't really tripping about that. But the next day, that Saturday, we had gotten a call, hey, you need to go check, have Darrell get checked because somebody that was at this event tested positive. So I told him, I said, Darrell, go get checked. So he was able to go to Truman Medical Center. They had to drive up. He got tested. We had to wait. That was Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. He didn't get his results back till Monday. Gets his results back Monday, find out he was positive. Then I go and get tested, and now I have it. And so you got to know, if you know my husband, you know that family is everything for him. And so for him to first of all have it and then brought it home, and at the time there was still so many unknowns with COVID, and we had lost some dear people to us to COVID. And so, he's scared for himself. He's scared for me. He's scared for our girls. It's crazy. So he's, an emotional wreck, and I'm trying to be supportive. And I'm like, babe, but you're getting better. So it's cool. So that was Monday. He got his results. Monday, I go in to get tested. Tuesday, my results come back positive. Okay, cool. I ain't really tripping because it's like, okay, we got COVID, so we're going to quarantine. So our girls, let me tell you something about these two young ladies. And I got to take a pause right here because I think a lot of times people, they'll see our family and, high five and, oh, Mia, we love y'all and all that kind of stuff. And I'm so grateful for all of you. But the behind the scenes, man, let me tell you about our daughters. When I tell you those two are rock stars, and I'm saying it publicly because I never really get a chance to publicly say how much they mean to me and, Darrell or whatever. But look, I'm trying not to cry. Don't make me cry. Shh, be quiet so I don't cry. All right. But they took care of us. They made sure that we was good. We were quarantined in our bedroom. They made sure they had on masks, gloves. You know, they were feeding us, they were giving us drinks. They listen, there was nothing that we needed that they didn't do. They were calling, they were talking to my sister cousin. She's really my cousin, but more like my sister, and her daughter, who's like my little sister cousin. They were getting things together for me, man. They made sure that I had the oxygen, whatever the thing is, to check your oxygen on your finger. They were making sure that that we had everything that we needed in the house. And let me tell you, I had my girlfriend. We can talk about white and black issues, but listen, I got a girlfriend. White is all white, but when I tell you that girl's a home girl, she's like, listen, I'm about to start sending some stuff to your house. She was having stuff mailed to the house. She was dropping off food at the house. She was, man, it was crazy. It was crazy. She was making sure. I had friends from Texas that was like, hey, I want you to not worry about what your family is eating. We got them covered. We done already sent Uber Eats a request for them to figure out what they want to eat. So people were making sure our bills were paid. My cousins knew. Everybody was like, hey, what y'all need? Just for real, because what was happening was I was declining. I didn't know I was declining though, because I'm still like, oh, okay. Because I get the diagnosis Tuesday. But then watch this. Tuesday, I remember eating a pork chop. But by Wednesday, I wasn't really hungry, and I was going through hot and cold flashes, trying to figure out what I was feeling like, it was just too much. So I was going through that, and then I started having respiratory issues. So they, everybody's trying to give me stuff, use this lung. I should have brought all the stuff that I have, man. They had the temperature thing. My daughter Taylor, we get out the car the day that we got the diagnosis. She giving us the temperature check, and it was it was crazy. But everybody was making sure that we had everything. But each day, y'all, I was deteriorating, and I didn't know that I was. And so Bishop and Sister Morrison would call Bishop Morrison, Kingdom Word Ministries. For those of you that don't know, him and his wife, Sister Morrison, they would call me every day or text every day. They was calling to check on Darrell, because Darrell is kind of on the come up, but still has COVID. And so here I am, we doing just like this. So by Wednesday or Thursday, I'm really having trouble breathing. Bishop called and was like, yeah, babe, yes. The only reason I knew that, babe, was because Shell had told me. Anyway, I'm sorry, that was a side comment. Okay, so anyway, come Thursday or Friday, I'm like, oh my God, I'm really struggling. I'm struggling to go to the restroom because it's taking too much to move. And then I'm gonna tell you, being in the shower, the humidity from the shower was taking me out. Like, I couldn't breathe at all. So it was like showering with the shower curtain open and then with cooler water, but my body was hurting. So now I don't get the heat from the water that helps, loosen up your muscles. I didn't get a chance to have that because the humidity of the steam, the humidity in the bathroom was just causing it to be very difficult for me to breathe. So Bishop had called me Friday, and he said, listen, you got 24 hours to call on every angel in heaven. Every angel in heaven, you're going to have to call them to come and minister to your body, because if you're not better in 24 hours, I'm coming to get you to take you to the emergency room. And, I'm barely breathing, but I'm like, okay, whatever. So by Saturday, I'm going through the day. I'm trying to eat, but I can't. I'm trying to move, but I can't. I'm trying to, my kids are worried. My husband's worried. Everybody's looking at me, but I didn't have no solutions. I'm taking Mucinex. I'm taking Tylenol. I'm taking everything that I think that I should take. What's up, Darla? Trying to take everything that I can to help, combat this COVID. Well, what ended up happening for me was that Saturday night, I guess it had to be about 8 or 9 o'clock. I told Darrell, I said, you got to call 911. And he was like, what? And I said, yeah, you're going to have to call 911. And he was like, you that bad? And I said, yeah. And so, what's up, Tina? Listen, Tina brought me some fried green tomatoes while I was in that hospital. She dropped it off, and the hospital got it to me. What? Anyway, side note. What's up, Maya? What's up, little cousin? So anyway, so Darrell says, okay. I said, listen, I don't want you to call him to come pick me up, but I need to talk to him. So he calls 911, tells them what, what's happening. So they put us through sorry, they put us through to the nurses line. So we go through to the nurses line and they're still trying to treat me. Now, mind you, I have been talking to the nurses off and on because I was declining. So I'm literally every day calling to see if there's something different that I should be doing that I'm not doing at home. So he's on the phone. I'm trying to tell him what to tell them. And y'all, when I tell you, I put on he's talking to him, and then I put on that oxygen indicator. And I could barely talk, but I told Darrell, I said, tell them that my oxygen level is at 86. And he said, her oxygen is at 86. She said, hang up, call 911 or get her to the emergency room now. Her oxygen is too low. So he was like, okay. So we hang up the phone. And so he's like, okay. I said, I don't want you to take me. You have COVID. So you can't take me to the hospital. I can't drive myself. I'm too weak to drive. And I said, and it was too hard for me to call Bishop or anybody, my sister, anybody, to say, hey, I need you to take me to the hospital, because I didn't want to expose nobody. So I said, unfortunately, we're going to have to call the ambulance. Tell them don't come with all them sirens and all that, but we got to call the ambulance. Ambulance comes with the sirens on because they hard-headed. Anyway, they come with the sirens on. And I was like, we got to tell the girls. But can you imagine? I got a 21-year-old and I got a 14-year-old who's been caring for us. They see their dad slowly getting better, but it still has COVID. And then here they have the mama that ain't getting better. And what's really going on? So the ambulance gets here and I get myself dressed. And so I walk to the door, but they have the gurney, and I was like, I can walk, it'll just take me a second, but I do not want to get on this cart. You're not gonna, cart me away. So I had to catch my breath. So from my bedroom to the porch, it might be 50 steps, if that many. But I couldn't breathe, so I had to stop. And they had told me that they were not going to give me, watch this. They said, we are only transportation. We can't give you any medication. We can't give you any oxygen. We can't give you anything. We're just transportation. Well, at that point, I didn't really care. I just needed to get there. So you ain't got to give me nothing. I just need to get to the hospital. Now, keep in mind, I gotta say this. I never had a fever. Darrell never had a fever while we had COVID. Neither one of us had a fever at any time during COVID. So when people are taking temperature checks, it's cool, but that ain't for everybody. Everybody doesn't have a fever when they contract COVID. So the guy saw me struggling, so he said, I got to check your oxygen. So he checks my oxygen, and by then it had dropped to 85. And so he said, I got to keep this on you. And so we walked to the ambulance, and I'm looking back at my husband. I'm looking back at my daughters, and I'm thinking, Lord, just take care of them. Take care of me, but take care of them. So I get in the ambulance, and all I can think about is them. That's all I could think about. We had called Bishop to tell him that I was going to the hospital. But, that's what I'm saying, man. We spend so much time arguing with each other. We spend so much time being frustrated about little things. But in the end, the only thing that really matters is the people around you, the love that we should have for one another. You can't buy love. You can't buy time. And so you have to do your very best to make sure that you live each day like it's your last. So anyway, I get in the ambulance, and I'm sitting up because it was really painful for me to breathe. It was really painful for me to breathe when I laid down. So they had me propped up. And the EMT, you know, they were really sweet. They were talking to me and stuff. But just side note, I know where I live and I can see out the window. So I'm trying to figure out why they taking the long way around to get to St. Luke's. Now listen, from where I live, you can get right down Emmanuel Cleaver, get to St. Luke's. Child, we going all the way back around by Tracy, all down what's that street behind us? Paseo. Like where is you going? Get me shut up, baby. Get me to the hospital. So we finally get to the hospital. They get me to the ER. Now keep in mind, I have not had a fever. I have not had a fever at any time. So I'm in the emergency room. You know, they get you prepped and stuff. So they immediately come in, start taking blood, start putting me on oxygen, all of that. So it's got to be about 10:30. I remember looking at the clock. It's like 10:30, quarter to 11, something like that. This is the third, how many days? Well, however many days it was in July, it was that last day. I can't remember if it's 30, 31 days, whatever it was. So anyway, so I'm in there and I'm watching TV, you know, because they got the TV. So I'm trying to keep my mind occupied. They take my temperature, nothing. Everything is cool. But then, y'all, she said the nurse had gone out for a while. She said, we're trying to make sure that we have a room available, you know, because we're going to have to admit you, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay. They come in, they do a couple of scans on me, all that kind of stuff, do the EKG, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, so then I'm in there and I'm chilling. I'm watching TV. I'm still struggling to breathe. But all of a sudden, I start feeling hot. And so I look around at my, you know, the little machine that they got you hooked up to. And so I'm watching these numbers, you know, fluctuating and stuff. And so, but I'm getting warmer and warmer. And so I was like, oh my God. I pushed the button to call for the nurse, but now by then I'm hearing myself echo. So it was like I was about to pass out, and I knew that I had a fever spike, and so the nurse came right in, and I said, I think I have a fever now, and so she's talking to me, and I'm trying to answer her, but I swear it felt like it was an echo. It felt like I couldn't comprehend or couldn't hear her. It was like being in a tunnel. And I kept feeling like I was about to pass out. And I was saying, oh my God. And I was telling the nurse, I'm about to die. I feel like I'm about to die. And so she said, ma'am, please lay down. And I was like, can you hear me? I feel like I'm about to die. And my heart was racing real fast. And I swear, I've never been, to me, that close to death. I didn't know what that felt like. I've never experienced that. Even, you know, kind of coming in the car, you know, pressing on brake, nothing felt like that. And so she laid me down and she grabbed 2 cold compresses and threw them on me, and then had some ice water. She said, please drink this. And then she gave me 2 Tylenol. She said, take both of these. And so I took it, and probably in a matter of seconds, it felt like my temperature was coming down, because then I could hear myself talking again. And so she said, are you okay? And I said, yes, ma'am. She said, okay, I'm going to stay with you for a while. And so, you know, just the fact that I had this moment where I didn't know if I was going to come out, I was messed up. So shortly thereafter, they got me in they took me up to a room, and they got my temperature under control, my fever under control. And so I'm going up through St. Luke's, and I'm going through the halls. Now I'm telling y'all, it had to be almost 2 or 3 in the morning. So from the time that I got there, about 10:30, 11 o'clock, I was in the ER till about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was still in touch with Bishop, still in touch with my husband, you know, my girls, just trying to make sure everybody knew, hey, I'm okay. My cousin, I was just, hey, I'm here. I'm good. You know, they're going to put me in a room. Well, why did they take me up on the floor? And it's pitch black. But I see this little white hand doing like this to me. I didn't know it was to me. He waving. So I look, I'm sitting up on the bed, I turned around because they pushing me down the hall. I turned around to see who the man was waving at. He said, I'm waving at you, man. I was like, do he know me? And he gets up on me. He said, hi, I'm going to be your nurse. And I was like, oh, because I didn't know who you was waving at, dog. What's up? How you doing? So I go in. He gets me situated in the room. But he had to come in there 2 or 3 times, y'all, because I couldn't sleep. I was afraid to go to sleep because I thought that I was going to die. And so he came in that final time and he said, Mia, I know you're having trouble sleeping. He said, but trust that you're in the right place. It's different if you had been home, but trust that you're in the right place. And so he said, we got you. Nothing is going to happen. Now, he ain't got no control, but I felt like it was God speaking to me saying, listen, I got this. Just rest. And so I did go to sleep. And so I was in the hospital officially from the last day of July. And I was in there. They released me on the 9th of August. And it was, I wouldn't want to wish that on anybody, but I wouldn't want to have not had that experience. I had such an intimate time and an intimate space with God, because first of all, nobody can come up on that floor. That you can't, your family can't come. If they take something, they got to stop and give it to the security guard, and the security guard has to get it to the nurses station, or the nurses go to the security station to get whatever they're trying to give you. And so during that time, I had an opportunity to just spend time with God and figure out what was going on and why it was going on. At one point, now, of course, I'm talking to my husband every day, all day, just 2 or 3 times a day. He's getting better, but he's worried. And when I say getting better, I'm talking about to the point that he's able to eat and walk, but he's still labored. He's still out of breath. You know, him going to clean up something, you know, it has to take a few minutes to sit down and just kind of regain, you know. So everybody is trying to still get used to this, but I'm in the hospital away from my family, y'all. And so this one particular night, they had me on oxygen. The doctor had come in and she said, listen, I'm gonna start you on remdesivir. It's a 5-day, prescription. By day 2 or 3, you should start feeling better. So I was like, okay, cool. She said, we're going to start you on Mucinex. Here's a inhaler I want you to take. And then we're going to keep you on the oxygen. Well, I was in there. That was that Sunday, or no, that Monday when I saw the doctor. But that Wednesday, I started having chest pains. And they had already done an x-ray, found out that I had pneumonia in my left lung. And so, but they didn't know. They thought they had saw a spot. They thought that my heart was enlarged. And so she was like, you're still struggling to breathe, because it beeps when my oxygen would fall. And there were nights, y'all, my heart rate was at 45. There were nights when it wouldn't come up past 70. There were and it didn't matter what I did. There were times that that one night that I was on the phone with Darrell, we were FaceTiming each other, and I tried to make sure that he was always with me when the nurse or the doctors came in, and they had increased my oxygen up to 6.5 liters. And she said, if you don't come off this oxygen by the end of this cycle, we're going to have to take you to ICU. And I was having chest pains, and they were giving me Tylenol, and it took forever, it seemed like, for the Tylenol to work. And I didn't know, I didn't know from day to day what was going to happen. But this is what I did say. And this is one of the reasons that, you know, I kind of took my time coming on Facebook, because I knew that if nothing else, God had kept me for that time. From the time that I was able to walk out of the house to the ambulance, when I could have been dead in the ER, you know, even that moment that they had to increase my oxygen, I knew that God was doing something. I knew that God was working through me, but I didn't know how much time I had. So I said, well, Lord, if this is my last breath, I promise you, I'm going to do it worshiping you. So I didn't need, and now I'm saying this, y'all, because we stuck on what we used to have. I can't wait to get back into church. People are saying, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for that. Well, listen, if you never go back into church, you should be able to worship him where you are. You can't wait for the organ or the praise and worship team to get you there, to get you hyped. Like, that's what we miss it as the church. We miss the opportunity to be in intimate worship with God because we're waiting on somebody to strike the band. We're waiting on somebody to make sure that the conditions are right. The temperature in the church got to be right. The music got to be right. The microphones got to be right. The singers, the way they sound, the harmony got to be right. We missing it. I'm not saying those things are not important, but if that's the whole reason that you can't worship, you need to stay your butt at home until you learn how to worship by yourself. Then by the time you get to church, you just like, oh, you're a worshiper too? Come on, let's worship. But all that bull crap, listen, I'm so glad I'm saved. It almost came out. Help me, Jesus. All that stuff that we do, that we try to prep ourselves to do for the look of church, listen, it ain't a game. People are dying every day. People are in pain every day. People are searching every day. And what we find ourselves doing is prepping to help somebody instead of helping ourselves get prepped with Christ. We prepping our physical selves, but we're not prepping our internal selves. And so all I'm saying is right now, we don't have time to be trying to make sure that we look good for a ministry of the ministry of going to church. We are the church. So the church got to always be ready to worship. If somebody said, Mia, sing me a song right now, don't say it. I almost called y'all one. Don't ask me, but I'm just saying I should be able to lift up. Listen, when I was in the hospital, I would play my music every day. Bishop had dropped off at the security desk. He had dropped off some blessed oil. He said, anoint yourself every day and declare you healed. And I said, you sure right. And so every day I would do that. And even today, I still say I'm healed from the top of my head to the soles of my feet every day in the name of Jesus. And so this one day that they had told me about the 6.5 liters of oxygen, I got up. I didn't call for the nurse to help me to the bathroom. I didn't call for nothing. I said, Lord, this is me and you. It wasn't that I was trying to prove nothing to myself, but I had to tell the devil, you don't have the last say. I'm finna help myself right now. You don't have the last say over me. And so if I don't prove nothing to nobody, I got to prove it to you that God is my source of strength. So I get up and I take my time to get to the bathroom. But when I get there, I got to hold on to the basin because I can't hardly breathe. But I turned on my music and I can't even remember what the songs were, y'all. But every time a song came on, I would raise my hands and I couldn't even breathe to say my name. But I promise you, I was saying Jesus, and whatever the song was saying, I was pushing everything out of me that I could. Why? Because it was necessary. You got to know, the best place to know if you a true worshiper is when you can't. The minute that you can't worship, that's when you know if you're a true worshiper, because you'll want it so bad that it don't matter what the obstacle is. And I'm telling you, that's what I had to do. I had to say beyond this obstacle is the greater. So if I can get beyond what's in my head, what's in my body, I know that God is going to heal me. If you can't do nothing but whisper his name, you better hear me when I tell you tonight, that dude is a healer and he will come and see about you. And I promise you, from that day to this day, I got stronger every day, every day. The next day, they took me down off the oxygen. I got to about 4 liters. Matter of fact, toward the end of the week, I took the oxygen off myself for about 4 or 5 hours. When they came in, they were like, hey, have you had your oxygen on today? And I said, yeah, but I haven't had it on for about 4 or 5 hours. And they were like, oh my God, that's great. We're going to take it down some more to 2. I said, let's do that. And each day, I promise you, it was like I was getting stronger in my intimate relationship with God. And then I was getting stronger in my body. But let me tell you this for real though, y'all. I had to see something that I didn't want to see. And this is the season that we're in. Come on, Katina, listen, this is the season that we're in. This coronavirus is not about anybody except you. This ain't about everybody else. God has commissioned us to be home so that we can understand more about who we are with him or who we are without him. This ain't got nothing to do with your friends, your cousin, your mom and them. Because for real, you be looking at them and get pissed off every time you talk to them. Because people are real inauthentic. And the more you spend time with God, the more he shows you who people really are. I'm trying to tell you what I know. He showed me who I was first, though. He said, let me show you who you are and who you have not been. I've shared this with a few people. My husband knows, and I'm going to share it with y'all. I didn't value my husband and my children like I should have. I was so busy doing stuff, y'all. I was so busy going, thinking that I'm doing this stuff so I can make a better life, so I can make sure that I'm getting more, to bring home. And, I'm running. I'm going. And it was like my family, by the time I would get home, they had leftovers. They had to deal with whatever I had left over. And then when they couldn't deal with that, I was mad because it was like, ain't this enough? Ain't this enough? What, I got to give you more? But I didn't realize that I had poured everything else out that I had to everybody else. And they got the fullness of Mia Ramsey. But my family was getting the leftover, broke down, tired, sleepy, irritated Mia, and was trying to make do with that. Can I tell you what that looks like? Man, for a kid that is young, let me tell you, let me fast forward to something. You know why? And I'm grateful. But do you know why I celebrated? I turned 49 on Tuesday. And the reason that I'm grateful, y'all, is because not just because I'm here, but I have a 21-year-old daughter. I have a 14-year-old daughter. I wasn't around. My mama wasn't around when I was 21. So I get to be in my daughter's life at 21. My mama died when I was 15. When I turned 36, I said, this is probably when I'm going to die, because that's when my mama died. In my head, the devil had me tripping in my head about who I was and who I wasn't going to be, how I wasn't going to walk out the promises and the blessings of the Lord. So when I thought about my 49th birthday, I was thinking, oh my God, I'm still here. I didn't get to see my mama's 49th birthday. She didn't get to see my 21st birthday. My daughter is 14. My youngest daughter is 14. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm present for everything that's going on in her life. Like, it's just been a blessing, y'all. And so I don't really have a lot of time for BS. I don't really have a lot of time to dwell on feelings of pettiness and my own insecurities about stuff. I have to shake myself sometimes and say, girl, come on out of this. Like, what you tripping on that for? Is this really that important for you to be that pissed off about it? Keep it moving. Keep it moving. I'm telling you. Come on, Bishop. I see you. Yeah. I'm about to be here for the next 50 years. I'm about to be married to this man. He gonna get a chance to be married to me for the next 50 years. My kids, I'm going to be able to see my kids and my great-grandkids and my great-great-grandkids. I'm going to be able to do that. You know why? I just told Bishop this yesterday. I said, God reminded me, I'm watching the show on Netflix that I had put down for a while. And y'all know the show, but it's called Designated Survivor. And the Lord said to me, he said, I made you a designated survivor. Listen, the night that my mama died, on a Thursday night in 1986, I was supposed to be in the car with her. I was supposed to go to the church with her, to choir rehearsal with her. I was one of the musicians at the church. I was supposed to be with her that night. But I said, Mom, I can't go because I need to finish my science report. When I'm hearing those sirens, I didn't know that was my mother. It was half a mile from the house. But he had designated me to survive. When I got raped when I was 21, I wanted to kill myself, but he designated me to survive. The times that I've been in a situation where I felt like I was just going to lose my mind, he designated me to survive. I'm saying that because somebody got designated to survive. It don't mean that you make light of the people that didn't, but you got to know what your purpose is. Your purpose of survival is for somebody else. So if I don't do nothing else, I need you to know that you have purpose. And so if you're still dealing with pettiness, you don't know your purpose. Because your purpose got to be greater than your pettiness. It's got to be. And we spend so much time looking at what other folks is doing. Who cares? I can care less what somebody else is doing. If it's not adding to you, then it's subtracting from you. And listen, I'm not talking about people all the time, because you'll look at somebody that looks like that they have less than you, or they're not giving you, stimulating conversation, but you don't know who God put in your life. So don't be quick to dismiss anybody, but you do need to vet people. You need to say, God, what is this that you want me to say to them? Or why are they talking to me? Is this necessary? If it ain't, you got to be like, okay, boy, I got you. I heard you. All right, let me get back at you. You ain't got to be no butthole to dismiss somebody. Listen, stop arguing on Facebook. Don't nobody care. That is so foolish. And then we watch it like it's entertainment. It's sad. It's sad. We are watching each other tear each other down because we put our emotions on Facebook so that somebody can concur with us, or in some cases, somebody is tearing something down. Listen, it's enough foolishness going on in the White House, in the Congress, and it's enough stuff. It's enough stuff. Listen, pay attention to what God has got you for. I ain't saying you got to be super spiritual. Listen, eating is not spiritual unless you ain't prayed over your food. I'm not saying make everything a spiritual thing, but listen, we are spirit beings in earthly bodies. So you can't dismiss the spiritual aspect of your life. So make sure that you line this stuff up. And I'm sorry to be fussing, but listen, my birthday, I wanted to say thank you personally to everybody. I looked at every post just about. I'm still going through them, and I want to respond to every one of them. But it's important. It's important for me to say thank you, because I might not have been here. But because I was the designated survivor, Satan didn't have no opportunity. He pissed off now. He pissed off the day that I turned 49, the day after, he was clowning. Watch this. When Cynthia Newsom had talked to me, and y'all saw even tonight, I'm still stuttering a little bit, or like I'll forget what I'm trying to say. Listen, I read it. It's called brain fog. It's the after effects of people that have had long-term COVID. Not everybody has it, but a lot of people have. Listen, if I forget, just tell me what the word is and keep it moving. Not, oh girl, look, she having a hard time. That COVID. Listen, y'all didn't say that when I was overeating myself. Y'all was still feeding me. y'all was still giving me food. So listen, if I'm struggling a little bit, help me. Help me. And just give me the word, because every day I'm getting better. There are some days that I don't stutter at all. There are some days that I don't forget nothing at all. And then there are days that I leave the water running, or days that I leave the fire on. They've been few and far between, but I'm the designated survivor. So there are some challenges that I'm going to be going through. But listen, if I don't go through them for nobody else, I'm going through them for you. So you can tell your cousin them, you can tell your mom and them, listen, my girl Mia had it, but I'm telling you, she's doing great. Because our testimony helps other folks overcome. We're overcome by the words of our testimony. We overcome by the words of our testimony. That's the word. That's the word. So at the end of the day, man, I just wanted to say, I took people for granted. I took myself for granted. I gave people a whole lot of access to myself. And then the people that needed it most didn't have it. And that's my family. So I wanted to openly say, forgive me if I don't respond right away on some stuff. Forgive me if I forget that you said something to me. It's not intentional. I'm just trying to make sure that I stay focused on what God has given me another opportunity to do. And that's to be a blessing to the people that he's given me in my household, and then everybody else abroad. Listen, I am a lover of what we do as people of God. I'm an elder at Kingdom Word Ministries. I love to teach the word. I love to read the word. I love to preach the word. I love to sing the word. And that's what I'm going to do till Jesus comes. But if you have to be defined by what you do, then you don't know who you are. Now, I'm just going to say that. If you had, yes, Danielle, it is. It is. It is. It is, Bishop. It is. I'm doing good, though. Y'all see I'm doing good. I hate y'all. Y'all get on my nerve. But if you have to be defined, if your job defines you, if what you wear defines you, if you have to have some definition that is an adjective to help describe you, you don't know who you are. You don't know who you are. In Christ, he gives us the definition. He said, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. That should be enough. That should be enough. Knowing that he made me should be enough. But if it ain't, check with somebody that know you. Check with somebody that know you and have them remind you of who you are for real and not what you do. What you do is not, it's a byproduct of who you are, but it's not who you are. It is not the foundation of who you are. I'm a worshiper. He created me to worship him. So if I ain't nothing else, I'm that. If you want to call me something, call me that. But at the end of the day, God got something for us. And it's not wrapped up in the election. It's not wrapped up in the people that piss us off. It's not wrapped up in somebody we so in love with that we can't breathe without. Listen, if you're not wrapped up in the election of Christ, if you ain't in love so much that you can't breathe without him, without Christ, listen, you looking at the wrong stuff. Everything else will come into focus. Everything else will come into focus. But I promise you, without the foundation of who Christ is, you're going to always be ready to cut somebody out. Listen, I have been challenged in the last few weeks, and I had to decide, are you going to clown or are you going to listen? Even my husband and I we have what we call heated fellowship. But it's easier to have it now because I know that he's not out to harm me. And so when I look at that, I'm able to sit back and say, okay, listen, let me hear and listen to what he's saying. And I always try to say, babe, I don't want to argue. I apologize if it comes off aggressive. Because listen, at the end of the day, I want to spend the rest of my life with him. I spend a lot of my life with a whole lot of people. There you go. I did good. I spent a lot of my life with a whole lot of people, Sydney laughing at me. A whole lot of people that didn't give me a return on my investment in them. But I promise you, I can spend time investing in this man, investing in these girls, investing in my spiritual leaders, my sister cousin Tanya, my little sister Pooh and Tanya and Tanya, David, everybody, all y'all my family, all y'all my family. I can spend time investing because there's a return on that. But if you come up empty every time you're investing in somebody, you might want to rethink your investment strategy. Now, I'm just saying, you might want to rethink what you're investing your time in. So anyway, I just really came on here, y'all, to say how much I love you all. How much Lamar, it's like a warm blanket to me. I love that word. Pray for me. Pray for me. I just wanted to come on and tell everybody thank you. I want to do a superior shout out to Julie Jones and Lamar. You was the first fool to capture it. It was just funny to me because I didn't know that the story was going to be a feature story. But I just want to say thank you to everybody because you didn't have to read the article. You didn't have to watch KSHB. Bishop, you stupid. You didn't have to watch it. And I don't want you don't need to have pity on me and my family. Keep praying for us. But let me tell you, I'm stronger now. The Mia that you see today is the best Mia that I've ever had. It's the best Mia that you've ever been introduced to. I'm so much greater because of COVID. I'm so much greater because of the St. Luke's visit. I'm so much greater because of an upper room experience. I'm so much greater because of an isolated situation. I'm so much greater because of it. So don't get caught up in your head. And then listen, if we're the church, we have to declare and decree healing over one another in our minds. My mind was telling me that I was dead. But the Spirit of God that lived in me said, you shall live and not die, and live so you can declare the works of the Lord. And that's what I came to do. So, hey, Katina, it's on my, Julie Jones had posted it. Man, I love y'all. I love you. Mel, you already know. I miss us. I miss Time Warner, man. And just for the record, y'all know my husband's name is Darrell, not Daryl, but Darrell. Darrell. So anyway, if y'all got some questions, you can ask me for sure. But I just thank y'all for hanging out with me. I wanted to be able to share, tell you thank you for the birthday wishes, man. I'm 49 fine. Yes, I am 49 fine. And God has got me working on some things. I'm looking forward to this. What's up, Tina? Cousin Tina. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm looking forward to what God has got in store for me. And I'm so grateful. God sent some angels in my life to be a watch. And, I want to say how grateful I am to my sister cousin, because listen, you got people in your family that just want an opportunity to be a blessing to you. And so don't shy away because you're so prideful that you don't allow people to be a help to you. Don't be so prideful that you miss an opportunity for people to show you how much they love you, because you like to do it to other people. Only a true son or a true daughter of God loves to give more than they love to receive. And so when you get, it's hard for you to get. It's hard for you to receive because it's not something that you look for. You look for it from God, but you just like, okay, let me know how you're going to do it so I can handle it a little bit better. But I'm grateful, man, for all of the people, for my brothers and sisters, my biological brothers and sisters, my biological dad, y'all, is still in my life. That dude, listen, he's something else. We just reconnected about 4 or 5 years ago after not being connected after 15 years. And so he called today. Now I didn't answer the phone because Daddy was calling at 6:30 this morning. I was like, hey dog, I'm gonna have to holler back at you. But I'm just grateful, man, for all of my sisters, all of my extended family in Texas. Man, y'all just don't understand what y'all mean to me. My homegirl, my sister in Tennessee, my homegirl Pooh. Y'all already know all the people that surround us, but most importantly, I'm grateful to my husband, my children, and my church family that they go hard for me, man. And I love y'all. I love everybody. And I apologize if I didn't say something or if I missed you, but I'm looking at everybody that's on this live with me. I know y'all by name. We know each other. We're sisters. We're brothers. Man, y'all my family. I don't meet a stranger, but there are people that on this, we're talking on this. Listen, if we ever had any interaction, you have become part of my family because I don't ever want to leave a world. I don't want to leave this world still full of myself. I need to be empty every night I go to bed because I shared what I could with everybody. So I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Give a shout out to my girls, to my husband. But most importantly, man, if you don't know God, if you don't know Jesus, if you've gotten away, listen, ain't nobody talking about you need to find no church. You need to find spiritual covering, though. You need to find a man or a woman of God that you can trust enough to say, hey, can you talk to me? Can we have some time? I just need some grounding in my relationship. And even if you can't find, if you ask God to come into your heart, I promise he will. And then he'll send the people that you ain't even asked for to help fortify who you are in him. So I love y'all, man. If there's anything that I can do, I will definitely do the best that I can to make that happen. But that's it, y'all, man. I love y'all. I love y'all. If you know somebody that has COVID, please keep praying for them. Keep God in the forefront of your mind while we're in this pandemic season. There is purpose in this pandemic, but if you miss it in complaints, man, you're gonna miss what God is doing in you before he does it in everybody else. 2021 should look different for you. Matter of fact, let me help you. November 21st should look different for you. Don't wait until, I can't wait till this year is out. You can make some changes in your life this year. If God allow you to wake up tomorrow, you need to be pressing your way to be somebody different and just ask God, what is it that I need to see about myself so that I can be a better assistance or a better vessel for you to use so that somebody can see you. So anyway, I love you. Yo, Miss Arizona, you kicking it down there, Yolanda. Listen, I'm a little jealous. Uh-oh. I got to get off the phone, child. I forgot I got an 8 o'clock call. I love y'all. Look, y'all like my hair wrap. I would show y'all what's under here, but you know better. You know better, and you know why. All right, y'all. Love y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. Take care, and thank you again. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.